So back to the negotiation, if you can talk more about the shopping spree and how long it takes to negotiate that with a player, and also the craziest demands from these whales and high rollers. What's some of the wildest things you've heard?
Well, first of all, one stereotype is I think people think, oh, Steve Cyr's a casino. He must deal with everybody wants cocaine. No. I can count. I've been a host 30 years. I can count on one hand my big druggies. The guy that wants to do ecstasy and E all night and go to the club, he's not a gambler. My guys are addicted to the rush, betting the game, playing dice, playing blackjack. They get off the plane and they want to go gamble. The guy that does coke and stuff all night, he's not in my genre. And my guys aren't doctors and lawyers. Those people are stiffs. My guys are entrepreneurs. They own bars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? One of my guys invented the Eerie Deary lure. It's the flip thing on a fishing lure. It brings $100,000 a month. Another one of my guys invented objects in mirror are closer than they appear on your car. He gets a royalty on every car that goes on. So I like it. They're entrepreneurs. They're not the stereotype. Stars are stiffs. We have to deal with stars. That's cool. But they don't want to gamble. They just want free shit. In LA, the star's the king. Here, I'd rather have the construction worker with $5,000 that gives me a shot at it. You know what I mean? And even at the low level, hey, we try to pay their airfare up front. Make sure the wife can go to Celine Dion show. I had a guy once whose kid wanted to, he was a tennis player in high school. I got Andre Agassi to give him a tennis lesson. That was cool. Yeah. I had one guy that wanted to play pool, and when he went to his room, we had a penthouse at the Nugget with a big pool table in it. And obviously, the Black Widow, her name's Janet, I think Janet Lee or something like that. We had her waiting for him there. And she just kicked his ass in pool. Try to do fun, little cool stuff like that. And then I've taken guys to Greece. I take one of my, we call him Fast Eddies in my book. That was my deal with him. Every other month, I took him around the world. He wanted to go to Greece for his 75th birthday. So we did. And then he wanted to go whitewater rafting in Jamaica. I thought I was going to die. I'm like, didn't
a guy want a bathtub filled up with champagne and guy wanted a certain cheese?
That was Cristal. But I think the more cool one is, we call him Mr. S. And what he does is we have to strain yogurt through cheesecloth. And Pauly, I don't know if it's the part that drips through or the part that it catches, but that's his butter for his toast. It's so weird. He brings his own toilet paper. I have a lot of eccentric and a lot of superstitious guys, too. I have one that he's from Thailand, and he brings a soothsayer or whatever it's called with him. And so, like at the Hilton, on the 30th floor, the highest floor was our biggest villas, right? Of course. And so, but the soothsayer might come in and say, no, floor 16 is lucky. Okay, now I got to move like 50 people off floor 16, and he's going to stay in a little standard room. I'm like, dude, you're risking a couple million. You might as well stay in the 15,000 square foot Sky Villa. But he listened to the soothsayer, and he lost. And so I'm like, dude, fire that one.
Okay, 30 years doing this. Give me some of the sickest things you've seen in terms of losing guys that are up. And hey, you always say you're not a librarian. I think a couple guys in the book have committed suicide.
Yeah. Fast Eddie was murdered, unfortunately. I'm not a librarian. That's a good point. And the other 4 guys committed suicide. Yeah, by the 3rd edition now, lots changed. Some of the sickest things, sickest things are I had a guy up $1.8 million and betting 50,000 a hand, and he goes, I'm going to win $2 million. I'm going to win $2 million. I begged him. This was over like 3 days. Like it wasn't one long run. He'd chip away. And I'm like, dude, let me give you a check for like $1 million or $1.5 million. Go take 300,000 or 500,000 and take a shot, but take $1 million home. That's a score. I don't care whatever your bankroll is. Say I sit down with $200. If I double it to 400, dude, you're done. This guy started with like 300 grand. And he was up to 2 million. Dude, you're done. So he's up now $1.9 million. I swear on my daughter's life, this is a true story. Bets 50,000, right? Doubles down because it's an 11. Now remember, he wins that hand. He's up over 2 million. It's over. Loses that hand. Then guess what happens the next 2-3 hours? Can't win it.
Yep.
Yeah. Ends up. I haven't seen him since. I have not seen him since. He literally was thrown up in a trash can. And then even when he's down to like $1.5 million, $1.2 million, that was sick. But then there's other stories too where I've had guys, stuck $500,000 and all of a sudden they went out, So It's cool. I like that rush. I like that they're on the edge. I like that, the girlfriend's in one room and the wife's in another room, and they're juggling. We never call anybody misses here. I'd say that's my guys aren't addicted to drugs, but it's gambling and ladies. That part's for sure.
Were you working when he passed away? But as everyone knows, were you working when Kerry Packer took the MGM for $20 million in one night in blackjack? And also, were you working when he bumped into a waitress? She spilled her tray of drinks and he paid off her mortgage.
Okay, no, I was the grunt host on duty. This is in the 90s at the Hilton, and I cashed out the waitress $100,000. That part's totally true. I was there, so no one can dispute that. Number two is a quick story. I was in a bonus pool, the B bonus pool, and this is in the 90s at the Hilton, where if we hit our EBITDA, which was like 62 million, whatever the number was, I can't really remember, that my bonus was going to be about $40,000. So I had already ordered my new Pontiac Trans Am Ram Air. This is in middle of December. I ordered it for the next year. So it was 97. I ordered a 98, and I was supposed to get it in January. And the car was about $40,000. So we're at like 64 million, right? We're 2 million over. Swear to God, Kerry Packer walks in the day before New Year's Eve. They let him bet 50,000 a hand times 3 hands, 150,000. The mother wins $11 million, no bonus. Because we don't make our EBITDA. He crushed everybody. I had to cancel the Trans Am order.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is
It's not his host. I wasn't high enough at that time, but I was definitely there. And he also, we had a girl named Christine in the Sting in the lounge, and he liked her so much, flew the whole band over to Australia to play for a friend's birthday party, and that night he gave her $100,000 too. It's just 2 pieces of plastic. That's how he
My God. Steve Cyr, our guest. Last question, and it's a long one, but if and I know you loved it, you're good friends with Dana White, but if McGregor-Mayweather happens, how would it compare to Mayweather-Pacquiao? And if we get the Raiders, how would this be where it's, I want the suite. I'll play 25,000 hand. I mean, you can talk about Mayweather-Pacquiao as well, that all these people, all these whales came to town and they're fighting over those tickets.
Okay. Well, I've quick opinions on everything. One, the Raiders are huge. We need it. We have 144,000 hotel rooms. The stadium, imagine. Then we'll have the Final Four here. We'll have the Super Bowl here sometime.
Yep.
The Raiders will be amazing. I hope it happens. Knock on wood. Every whale. I've already sent my book and a letter to Mr. Davis. I'd like to be in charge of the skyboxes and be the liaison between the casinos and the skyboxes for the Raiders. Seriously, I have a job interview. They called me back, and I hope to interview in a couple months. So that would be a really cool job for me. Okay, so Raiders are key. We want that so bad. Okay, I don't know if it'll be as big as Pacquiao-Mayweather because a lot of people know come on. Mayweather's going to dominate him. It's just like when Randy Couture fought, who's the boxer that he fought? I can't remember. Names. Anyway, if there's an MMA fight, of course Conor would crush him. There's no way. Floyd's way too good. You can't hit him. He'll destroy Conor. But my players do want to watch it. They are talking about it. I don't think it'll be as big as Pacquiao and that. You won't have that type of $5,000 just to get in the door kind of thing. But it's going to be big. It's going to be big, and I want it here because we're very event-driven. I don't want it in Dallas or someplace else. It'll be a huge event for the town, but it won't be nearly as big as Pacquiao-Mayweather.
And it was, were ringside going, how much were they going for, 30,000, 50,000?
We paid, for one guy, we got him 3 ringside for 40 each. So we paid 100. When I say we, a casino did, not me. Yeah. But yeah. So that really happened. Everybody wanted to see that fight, and that was easy money for me too because Floyd's too hard to hit. I mean, Floyd and Conor are smart. I think they got together a couple years ago and said, hey, let's, MF each other and do this. And they're smart. It's marketing, you guys. Come on. He can't keep up with Floyd. That's why Floyd opened at 20-1?
Yep.
20, I mean, of course. Floyd's going to crush it.
I could talk to you for 2 hours. How do we get your book? How do we get a hold of you? How do we find you on Twitter?
Okay. Well, Twitter at Steve, CYR Vegas, at Steve Cyr Vegas. Steve at stevecyr.com is my email. I give that out because I don't care. And then the book's easy. Whale Hunt in the Desert, Amazon.com. Man, if you want to autograph one, email me and I'll send you one. It's my pleasure. It's really been cool. Like I said, I got rejected from Cornell. I get paid to speak there now a couple times a year. It's also NYU Stern School of Business, the required reading for their master's degree students. So it's really cool. It's about a kid from Kansas, and the next thing you know, he's with Larry Flint betting $50,000 a hand and why people gamble. And I didn't write it. They followed me for 3 years, and it's really cool. So I'm just the subject of the book, but it's fun.
Great to talk to you. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, guys.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to SBRpicks.com.